We're always looking for movies that make us sad to win awards. Why not a comfort movie one year? Wouldn't it have been amazing if we saw Legally Blonde win the Oscar for Best Picture?
I'm Han Win.
My name is Dino Ray Ramos, and I'm a Tomato Meter approved critic.
With this year marking the 25th anniversary of Legally Blonde, we're talking about feel-good comfort movies.
I think a feel-good movie is one that you could watch over and over again without getting tired of it. I also think comfort movies are ones that you quote often.
Ugh, as if.
Characters that you can identify with. For me, a lot of times that means there's an underdog at the heart of it.
I think it's any movie that brings you joy.
I go here.
You go where?
Harvard. Law school.
You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
Honestly, I had a really, really long list. I had a lot of action on it, to be honest, and I do really enjoy those. But I think what I landed on are the ones where at any point I can just pick it up and continue watching it.
So I picked my 5 favorite comfort movies based on remembering how it made me feel the first time I saw it. I picked 2 Eddie Murphy movies. I love Boomerang and I love Coming to America for separate reasons. Coming to America, I feel like, is one of the best comedies, period. And I feel like Boomerang is one of the most underrated rom-coms of all time. And also it introduced us to Halle Berry, and Grace Jones had a wonderful role in it. I won't repeat her lines because it's very graphic.
So, when are we gonna...
What?
According to Jacqueline, you are really great in bed.
Oh, Jacqueline told you I was really good in bed.
This is a movie that not a lot of people would list as their tops, except for, I think, other people of color. I didn't see a lot of Asian American comedies growing up, and so the ones I gravitated towards were with Black actors and Black characters. And in fact, I still watch a lot of these films because they've been the ones that go first as far as telling stories that I haven't been able to see with Asian American actors. I think this movie sort of showed me that you can do all the things that are in your brain on the screen and actually still make it funny.
My number 1 comfort movie is The Goonies. And that is such a childhood staple for me. I remember watching that over and over again. And also it had Ke Huy Quan. That was the first time I actually saw, oh, there's other Asian people in the world.
The Asian of the group is the one I identified with the most, but I have often been identifying with Ke Huy Quan's roles. In fact, I dressed up like him from Indiana Jones one year, and my friends were convinced that Short Round was Vietnamese because of that. What I like about it is, yes, he is kind of a nerd, he is inventing things, but he's also part of the group. It never really becomes a thing that he is Asian.
I think all the kids in this movie, it was when like child actors weren't that annoying. They seemed like adults, but they still had that childlike wonder in them, this innocence, because they didn't have the internet back then. So I feel like that had a lot to do with it. It was just a bunch of kids that weren't supervised by an adult trying to find buried treasure. There's something so fun, especially when you're a kid, not being supervised by adults and doing these fun, adventurous things. I remember feeling that one day that was gonna be me.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
My favorite film out of all these comfort watches, however, is the 1985 Juzo Itami film, Tampopo. As someone who is watching a lot of anime, this was probably the first live-action Japanese film I saw, and it sort of blew my mind. The film stars Nobuko Miyamoto as a single mom called Tampopo, which means dandelion. She runs a ramen shop kind of by the side of the road, and one rainy day, 2 truck drivers come in and they break it to her that her ramen's not that great. So she goes on a journey with the help of these 2 truckers, as one does, to perfect her ramen recipe. That includes finding the perfect broth, the perfect noodles, espionage. This basically will make you want to eat a lot of ramen.
麺をすすりつつも麺はあくまでもしっかりと右上方の焼き豚に注いでおいてください。はい。これも愛情のこもった視線を。
The filmmaker explores how food intersects with other parts of your life, whether it is death, whether it is etiquette, whether it is sex. There are a lot of erotic scenes with food that blew my mind as a kid. I did not know what I was getting into, and definitely watching it with my family felt a little uncomfortable. But there still are, to me, probably the best food scenes and also erotic scenes in film today.
I've heard of Tampopo. I do remember it being a big deal. I think this has been around me. I'm very aware of it, but I think I barely remember it if I did watch it. Sorry to the Tampopoites, the Tampopo stands out there. But I know it's something good. It has 100%. Yeah.
It's not just for gourmands, but it's also a cinephile's film. One of the characters is a guy in a white suit, and he opens up in a movie theater complaining about people eating too noisily. And he's the one who keeps recurring in a lot of these vignettes. And he talks to the camera, and he talks about what the ultimate film would be, and that is when you die, the film that you see at those last moments. And so for any comfort watch, it's the same with like another bowl of ramen. You just want to order it again and again and again.
Since it's celebrating its 25th anniversary, let's talk a little bit about Legally Blonde.
Come on, let me take you home.
No!
Elle, believe me, I never expected to do this. But I think it's the right thing.
How can it be the right thing when we're not together?
We knew who Reese Witherspoon was before, you know, but this one made her a household name. And there was just something about this movie that the title itself, you know, is like subverting the whole blonde narrative. I loved how there was this like ditzy genius going to this law school and shaking things up.
Having a lot of friends who went to law school, I just always remembered their gauge was, well, did I at least score higher than Elle Woods on the LSAT? And some of them didn't.
Normally, I wouldn't root for a person like that. But when she's around so many uptight people, you kind of want her to win. And, you know, of course she does. Spoiler alert. I mean, if you haven't watched it in 25 years, you know, what are you doing?
I'm a Delta Nu, and I'm a huge fan of yours.
You took my class in LA.
Uh-huh.
You had the best high kick I've ever seen. Are you one of my lawyers?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, thank God one of you has a brain.
The movie is comforting, right? But I think Elle, there's something about her that welcomes you into the movie. I think Reese Witherspoon plays her so well because this could have been a role that got on our nerves, right? I'm sure there's some people with no soul who Elle gets on their nerves, but she played her in a way that, you know, just made you want to love her and therefore love the movie.
I think one of the reasons why I didn't watch this film a lot was because she was so pink. She was very, very girly. And look, I'm the 10 Things I Hate About You grungy girl, right? But as I was rewatching it, I actually grew to appreciate it. There are a lot of very quotable lines and phrases. And one of the things I think actually it does incredibly well, especially for that time period, is that it didn't make it about women fighting other women over a man. You see the boys club sitting around a table watching this video essay that Elle Woods sends in to get accepted to Harvard. But what I think is hilarious, and it's a product of its time, she's considered a diversity hire.
Elle Woods. Welcome to Harvard.
This would have been an honorable mention. I mean, I liked the sequel okay, but this one is one you could watch over and over again. Bend and snap, quotable. Jennifer Coolidge, that's enough to put it on my list. Jennifer Coolidge.
This film was filled with so many amazing supporting actors, including a very blue-eyed Oz Perkins, who I did not realize was in this movie. I think seeing Victor Garber again as a sort of sleazy professor / lawyer was interesting to me. But for me, Jennifer Coolidge, I mean, when does she not steal a scene?
Favorite scene in this movie, I think it's her and Jennifer Coolidge's character try to get her dog back, and then she pulls out all those legal terms like out of her butt. And that was kind of like the first time we were like, oh, she has something there. And I think that's also the first time we kind of really started to root for Elle, and of course Jennifer Coolidge.
Miss Bonafonte is entitled to full canine property ownership, and we'll be enforcing said ownership right now.
Huh?
Tell him, Paulette.
I'm taking the dog, dumbass.
Something else I think I really enjoyed about this film was that Elle Woods would sometimes code switch. So most of the time she was like bubbly and talking about fashion, but then when she had to actually point out something that someone got wrong, she all of a sudden gets serious. This happened, of course, in court with the big case at the end, a murder trial no less. But this also happens when she is out shopping and one of the workers is trying to take advantage of her.
It's one of a kind.
It's impossible to use a half-loop top stitching on low viscosity rayon. It would snag the fabric. And you didn't just get it in. I saw it in the June Vogue a year ago. So if you're trying to sell it to me for full price, you picked the wrong girl.
The musical Legally Blonde is just as fun as the movie Legally Blonde. I still listen to the soundtrack from the Legally Blonde musical. So, 1-2 punch of comfort, musical and movie. I wonder if they would make a movie musical Legally Blonde. I actually would watch that.
Since this is sort of a candy-colored, over-the-top film, I think the dialogue also reflects that. They have a lot of fun with the legalese and just how she expresses herself that is purely Elle Woods. And maybe that is part of the charm about her, is that there really isn't another character like her.
The rules of hair care are simple and finite. Any Cosmo girl would have known.
Well, 75% on Rotten Tomatoes for Legally Blonde. Acceptable. We could pump that up to the 80s, I think. High 80s, I would say. It's not totally wrong, but it's not totally right either.
The thing about comfort movies is they may not get all the Oscars or acclaim, but because we people are watching them over and over again, I think it really reflects something about what people need. If we keep turning to comfort movies, then maybe there's something else going on in the world that's just telling us that something is uncomfortable. And maybe these movies are the way in to that.
Seldom you say critically acclaimed comedy. You'll hear like uproarious or whatever, but comedy and drama, I feel like aren't treated equally in the world of Hollywood. If it were, comfort movies would be award season-y, I mean, there are comfort movies that are sad that I watch again, but I ain't about to watch something super duper depressing for a comfort movie. That's like a line drawn. I can't do that.
It's interesting to me that a lot of these comfort watches are from the 80s, 90s, maybe even early 2000s. And part of me wanted to just chalk it up to nostalgia. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. There was a sort of sensibility where every single part of the film matters, including the goofy supporting cast doing something in the background. The fact that they would go over the top and be sort of earnest about it, unabashedly. I mean, 10 Things I Hate About You ends with a band playing on the roof of a school. And I think there's just something about the films in the past that did not care about feeling too cool. And that's why a lot of them are comedies.
There's the feeling of safety and also the comfort of what's going to happen. There is a literal comfort. It kind of brings you peace when you watch it. You know how there's certain songs that relax you? There's certain comfort movies that relax you and you just kind of put it on here. I'm in my safe space. I'm in my world. Movies are supposed to take us on a journey of emotions, and you could always know that, something like The Goonies or Legally Blonde will be there to take care of you for like an hour and a half or so.
Whoever said orange was the new pink was seriously disturbed.
So those are some of my favorite comfort movies. What are yours? Let us know in the comments below.
You can watch this show on Fandango at home for free, along with a slew of other offerings. So you can catch up and have your own feel-good night at home.